What's up, YouTube? Let's get this show started. Let's get the link sent out. Let's get the mic jacked up to my face so you can hear this wonderful voice. Hear me yap about trading. Let me get this sent out to... All right, that looks good. YouTube still hasn't kicked me off. That's good. Nice. What's up? If you're just jumping on, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Forex, but I'm probably going to change that name to Real Deal Futures because I'm primarily trading futures these days. Going to be looking at the NASDAQ, E-mini NASDAQ in the futures market, NQ, towards the end of NYSE session here. We'll be doing a little bit of analysis, talking about what happened this morning, what happened today with this chart, and then seeing if we can't get some trades in towards the end of New York Stock Exchange session. It is 2:33, almost 2:34 p.m. Eastern. Session ends at 4 p.m. Eastern, and some volatility volume typically comes into the market during that time frame and presents for some nice trade setups. So I got the 5-minute chart over here on the left-hand side. I've got the 1-minute chart in the main view. I'm trading a Top Step account straight through TradingView. It's connected through Tradovate down here at the bottom. This way you guys can see all of my trades. I've also got P&L from the broker from Tradovate up in the corner, which should correspond to the trades that I'm placing right on TradingView. Don't know how I could be much clearer with the way that I am trading than doing it live in front of you here in real time with the lowest latency option on YouTube and having my broker connected to TradingView and the P&L showing from the broker and talking about the types of accounts and all that fun stuff. So just checking out where we're at right now in the 1 minute. We had some news. It was red folder. It was Jerome Powell speaking at 1:15. So we've got some volatility that kicked up from that for sure. Kind of been a rangy day. I'll bring this out to the just the 5 minute. Yeah, just the 5 minute with the volume that we have on the chart. Can kind of do a quick analysis with you guys since I'm kind of waiting for this to cool off. It's a little bit rangy right now, so I don't mind doing it today. Haven't done it the last couple of days. How I mark my chart for trading the futures market at NYSE Open at 9:30. I trade that opening session for the first few hours of the day, usually take a break, and then come back towards the afternoon session and trade on the low time frames, typically the 5 minute. The 1 minute, I'll use the higher time frames for perspective and view and market structure, but my preferred time frames are mainly the 5 minute and then the 1 minute for staring at the chart and giving myself a heart attack. But I will come to the chart. I will mark out 9:30 a.m. open. I will go out to the daily. I will mark out prior day candle levels, the high and the low and the body of the candle. I'll come back to the 5 minute and I will mark out a... Let me give you a headache here. I'll mark out a pre-market high and a pre-market low. If you could see the 9:30 candle here, 9:30 a.m. line, the vertical line here, I'm looking for an area of high and low back towards the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Eastern time frame. Again, that's kind of like the pre-market session, the pre-market NYSE movement. So I've got that, as you can see up here and right down here. I've got these labeled on the side so I can understand where I'm at on the lower time frames because it kind of does get a little bit messy with the volume that I do have on the chart. The 1 minute, there's no volume, a little bit cleaner, but on this, so I mark those levels off, and then I will mark out a few horizontal levels that I think may be of interest, typically off of the recent highs and lows that above and below price that it may approach. Where I may be looking for a reaction, a target, that type of stuff. So a couple horizontal levels. above and below. If we look at this on the 4-hour, obviously into this year, we had massive uptrend ripping in the U.S. indices, in the U.S. stock market. Since then, we've started to see a correction, start of a downtrend potentially. Obviously, this is price moving down here over a number of days and weeks. We can see that, right? It's not moving up, it's moving down. Simple analysis. Lower highs, lower lows getting put in. Today is a little bit of consolidation. We could see over the past day, broke down below all of these lows, really getting into like no man's land here. Since we're below all of these lows, this next area of price action on the higher time frame, now we're headed down towards the next set of lows. This would be the support and resistance, supply demand, order block, whatever you want to call it. I have marked off down here. Couple of the zones before then, couple of the lines that are lining up with pre-market that I have where price is finding some support right now. And again, I don't use too much of this in my 1 minute, 5 minute trading, but I like to understand what's going on, where we are in the grand scheme of things. Are we in the middle of an extension down? Are we in a retracement up? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? These pieces can be somewhat helpful to have, I guess, in your toolbox, because I don't pay attention essentially to fundamentals. I don't pay attention to a whole lot of other information outside of market structure, price action, volume. So drop down to the 5 minute. I'll talk about volume real quick. 3 things I got on this chart: session profile, which is the horizontal session profile HD, is what they call it. Session volume profile HD, horizontally plotted volume broken out by session. You can see the areas of high volume by these peaks, low volume in the valleys. There's a point of control, which is the high volume area of the day, shown in a line that gets extended. This does update and print throughout the session, so it does change. And then I've got the VWAP line. Another volume, indicator line that's on here can be useful just to start paying attention to. Again, I come from the Forex market originally, didn't have any kind of volume in the U.S. brokers that I was dealing with. So this is kind of a new added piece of data that can be somewhat helpful. And then just the traditional volume down here that shows volume by bar in a vertical plotted chart, histogram, whatever you would call this. So how today went for me. Not so great, guys, to be honest. Classic chop, and I didn't make a whole lot of money. I think a lot of traders find themselves in that situation, where you get caught up in the chop, trying to take some trades, trying to keep things moving. Kind of what happened today. I come to the charts the same way every day, or I at least try to, with expecting potential for a nice big move, market structure to play out, in the way that allows me to structure risk and leverage trend and price action to make some money. And sometimes it just doesn't do that. Sometimes it just chops around. So I think we had something at 8:30. Maybe there was some news at 8:30, but a little bit of a double top put in here. This was the pre-market high. You could see at 9:30 it was trending down, chopped around a little bit. Looked like it was going to make a move towards the downside. It came below the prior day low. This is prior day low. This is prior day close. So this was a level I was watching. Didn't come all the way down to pre-market low. Came back up, broke above. So it was making a case to be, hey, maybe we're going to run back up into this gap, this imbalance that we're looking at here. That's what I was expecting yesterday, what I was getting off. I was saying I was looking at taking trades, swinging stuff overnight on the U.S. indices. Was expecting this to run, towards this level here, up to this level, potentially to fill some of this wide open price, that we have here. And again, this is on the 5 minute, so this is really wide open. We didn't really get that. Again, just kind of a choppy day. This is the 5 minute, and you can see, we really just got this back and forth consolidation. Came, pushed down below prior day low. Didn't come outside of the range, so nothing crazy. Made a run up pretty nice on some volume, indecision, back down, up again, broke the high with a nice big volume candle. I'm sure that faked a bunch of people out there, pulled back down with big momentum, kind of just chopped around this move. Was moving in a little bit of an uptrend until Jerome Powell opened his mouth and started talking not too long ago. and we've got, this big volume that's come in, but here we are back down even after this big break up in the range. So, a day like this, I took a handful of stop outs, trying to get on the right side of the market, trying not to chase it, waiting for some market structure to give me an indication of which way it was going to go, and it just didn't head that way. So, it happens. That comes with trading. I've got to take my losses on the way to the nice winners that I do end up catching, which is great. But I'm live trading here. You guys came to see some trading, so we'll see if we can get some in. I'm not going to make any crazy promises. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable trading a variety of conditions on the 1 minute chart, on the U.S. indices, in the futures market. But again, it does get increasingly more difficult when you don't have clear market structure to trade off of. I mean, here is 9:30 open. I mean, look at this day. This would be called a choppy, rangy day. We've got expansion outside of the zone here, and then a return right back into the zone. So on the 1 minute, maybe we can get some trades in the direction of the really low time frame recent trend. I'm talking about stuff that's lasting, 20, 30 minutes. But we do want to be cautious in these types of ranges, because you end up like me this morning, just kind of getting chopped up. I think this was my first stop out. I took, I think I took the sell on the way down. That looked really nice, right? Kind of pushed up here. We had a wick down all the way back up. Looked like it was going to take out everybody's stops, and then came back down with some force. I sold somewhere down here. That didn't work at all. I think I sold again somewhere up here as it pulled back up, thinking we were going to turn and get some more volume down. Didn't work out either. And then I think I bought before this breakout on the way back up, stayed flexible, flipped positions, and again was stopped out. So just, really back and forth price action, overlapping bars, where any of these moves on a different day could have played out really nicely. This could have been a dump, this could have been a pump. But, we're kind of just ranging a little bit here. So we'll wait and see. I'll decide if I want to get involved based on how this develops. Again, towards the end of NYSE session, we do get some volatility that typically comes into the markets, some end of session trading before the close at 4 p.m. Eastern. So that's why I like to trade this 3 p.m. I jump on at 2:30, but 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern time frame, just like the morning. 9:30 open, you get a lot of nice volatility. Maybe after the first, 10, 20, 30 minutes, it calms down a little bit. You get some nice trading opportunities to work with, what the market's presenting you. But we'll see if we get something. Again, I don't want to come in with a big bias. I don't want to come in with any bias at all, really, on how the end of the day is going to play out. I've watched this for quite a while, and we do get days where we just end up continuing what's been going on for the whole day. We get days where there's a big move in the morning, there's no move in the afternoon, big move in the morning, big move in the afternoon, no move, morning and afternoon, retracement, into the area that it was trading, continuation of the move. So it does get a little bit, a little bit wild towards the end of the day. But if you recognize that and you anticipate that a bit, you can react to what the market's giving you. You don't have to predict the market or where it's going to go, what it's going to do, but we can react to it. So if you're on, what's up, bro? Got my funded account. Nice, man. Hit my daily drawdown. Not nice. So you got funded and then you hit the daily drawdown. Got caught on that big bullish candle. Yeah, man. I'm guessing this one, or I don't know if you're talking about this one right now. That's rough, man. Glad you got funded. If you got funded, that's awesome. Not glad that you hit the daily drawdown. Not the end of the world. The first one, yeah. This was the move, man. Let me go back to the 5 minute. If again, what time was this? Yeah, I think I had already just decided I was going to quit on the day and not take any more losses. But this was the nice move up, right? Like you've got your BS to the downside, your BS to the upside, kind of faking everybody out as it came back up again with this big move. Pull back down, nice lower high, I'm sorry, higher low that's put in, didn't break below, and then trend back up, big bullish candle breaking out above, closing and breaking out above the highs of the day, the highs of the market. This is the I'm going to run move, and then boom, next candle, bearish below the low of that candle, and then straight down below, multiple prior bar lows, all of the previous bars to really stop everybody back out. Kind of finding support at that VWAP line, but yeah, just a tough one. It's again, no strategy, no approach that I know of is going to provide wins all of the time, 100% or anything even close to 100%, especially if you have a positive risk to reward. So, it's just part of it. You got to try to keep your mind straight. I'll be honest, I had a nice run up on one of the evaluation accounts that I've been trading, and brought that, still in profit, but brought that right back down today. And I'm just, I got a couple in rotation, but nothing that's doing super stellar. Had some nice run up, close to getting funded, and then brought it back down, unfortunately, today. But that's part of it. You got to be able to take that on the chin and just keep rolling. Yeah, so I'm just going to watch this on the 1 minute. Again, I'm trading straight from TradingView. If I do take a trade, you will see it here. I'll have entry, exit, stops, everything right here on the chart, with P&L running right on the chart and P&L running up in the corner. Try not to give back any more profit than I already have today, but if I do take stuff, I know you guys, if you're returning here, you'll know I routinely take trades, get a nice entry, and hold for the big winner, only to be stopped out at break even. I'll probably be a little more aggressive, a little bit more scalping style with taking profit as we run into profit, because we just have so much overlapping price action, especially here on the 1 minute. So I won't last very long unless I get a really good entry, moving stop loss to break even. So just kind of calling that out. I don't really change my approach. I don't change my guidelines. I don't have really rules for myself. I don't like to use that term, but my guidelines, my approach, the way that I trade, how I manage risk. But I do have subtle adaptations that I make, subtle changes based on the price action that's presenting itself. It can be as simple as sizing down because I need to compensate for really large price movement, more volatility. It can be a little bit more drastic in the way that I just described, where I'm going to take profit maybe a little bit more aggressively because I'm noting what price action and market structure is doing. That's the approach: trading off of price action, market structure, support and resistance areas, volume, all that fun stuff. It's all right, bro. I'm going to come back. We both 100%, man. 100%. It's crazy. I was also oil and gold and took that big. Yeah. It's rough, man. It's rough. It happens. Not every day is going to be the great day in the market. What funded firm is best? According to me, I'm trading with Top Step. That's who I'm partnered with as well. I've got a code for, I think it gives you 20% off. Not code, link, excuse me, in the description of this video, in the bio on my Instagram and in Telegram. If you click that, go through towards the end, you get the discount. You don't have to use any code. They've been awesome so far. My experience with them has been, I think, similar to most other people that use them. Really straightforward, clear rules laid out in a way that allows you to trade and potentially turn a profit. Very, very, very professional, very legitimate. They work with all of the major regulated brokers. The data comes, like all of the futures market, comes from one area. So there's really not an opportunity to mess with anything. So Top Step, I like their rules best. I encourage everybody to do their own research. No financial advice coming from me. Nothing is a recommendation or suggestion to do anything. Just discussing my experience for entertainment purposes only. That's it. I'm not a financial. I'll do it now. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Don't take anything here as a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Trading's risky. Most people lose money. You're probably going to lose money trading. Just make sure you read my full disclaimer on my website, realdealforex.com. So that said, Top Step, that's who I'm trading with, and that's who I've got a link for. Checking my internet as I go here because I want to make sure this stays clean. Yeah, it does. Cool. So we're kind of popping up here, out of the big range of the day. This would still be considered, the range, the high that this put in, the low that this put in here. But I'm going to watch what it does. Again, we got some time here, over an hour, to trade. We'll kind of see what we can do. If you got any questions, ask them in the chat. As always, try not to repeat myself too much today, like I usually do. Thanks for being here. If you're watching, make sure you hop in the free Telegram. I send out all my stuff there. Analysis, promos, deals, stuff that I got going on, news, information every day that I think will help you guys make money in the markets consistently. Got some paid programs if you want to trade with me one-on-one. If you want to trade with me every morning for the main session through Zoom, get real help with your trading. No courses, no videos, no BS stuff. Just me showing you what real trading looks like, the good, the ugly, all of it. That's my MO. That's my spiel. Top Step, link in the description. Instagram link in the description. All that fun stuff. Deal on my paid programs right now, giving out a free week. So you can literally get 2 weeks for $67. Be trading with me live every morning. I'm away for a couple days coming up, so that's why I got a deal going on. No discounts on my paid stuff. I like to just have straightforward pricing. If I'm going to change something, I'm going to change it, and that'll be it. But if I'm away for a couple of days, I'll give you an add-on, and I'll give you more than I'm out for. That's the thought process there. So bullish bar on the 5-minute. Again, these are pretty sketchy today with this fake out shit. So excuse my language. So I'm not hopping in here just yet. I'm going to wait to see if we pull back down and then maybe start to continue up. Maybe we are going to continue to run up into this imbalance gap area. It would make sense to me. I'll show you where I'm forming that trading idea. We broke below all these lows, right? If you look at how market structure typically forms on a 1-hour chart, or really any chart for that matter, you typically see breaks of lows and then retests of that area. Sometimes it doesn't come all the way up to the low. Sometimes it comes up and breaks the high, but it usually pulls back. It usually doesn't just go straight down forever without pulling back. So when price pulls back, presents nice areas for structuring risk and taking sells. But on low time frames, if you know that you've extended down, found some support, started to consolidate, and now we're creeping back up, maybe we are going to come back to at least the most recent lows broken in the or the lowest lows, I should say, because this would be the most recent low if I was looking from a 1-hour perspective, broken in the downtrend, especially when you have a area of really a low volume imbalance. We can see that by the volume shown over here, where price just drops down. There's no overlapping bars on either side of it. It's just kind of, I keep referring to it as wide open price action. Price likes to trade back over that. Even if there's not this, price likes to trade back to the lows and continue down. Does it always? No. It sure as shit does not. Sometimes it just drops and it does run down and it doesn't pull back and trade over that. But we can utilize our experience reading price action and market structure to form some trading decisions. That, along with risk management, which is even more important, can give us a nice edge in the market where we can make some money. We can have a pretty abysmal win rate. Honestly, I don't have a stellar win rate at all. 50%, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. Completely varies by day and week and month. But overall, over a long time frame, I'm probably going to end up somewhere right around a coin flip. Probably a little bit less, to be honest. But if I make more on my winners, on average, than I lose on my losers, I'm making money. That's the deal, man. Cool. Yeah, what's up, guys? If you're just jumping on, thanks for being here. Check out links in the description for everything, for all the fun stuff. And we'll see if we can't make some money here towards the end of the day. Towards the end of this choppy day in NASDAQ that screwed everybody. Gave us a nice Monday and then choppy Tuesday. So maybe we see a little pullback and then a push up. Maybe we don't get a pullback and we just kick up from here. I do see this wick that came down, but kind of got an area right here that I think it's likely to pull back into. None of this is convincing enough for me to start trading just yet. Again, choppy day like this, price comes back and forth pretty aggressively. You know, you really struggle to get on the right side of market structure when you got stuff like this going on. I mean, look at this move. You know, if nothing else, this is telling you, all right, I'm ready to run. We pulled back down, broke out of everything, broke all the lows, and then, you know, kind of faked out again. Didn't break above. Maybe you didn't get faked out there, but this move is you know, hey, buy, and then just turn around and take you out. So we'll kind of wait and see if it's going to give us a shot to do anything here. Again, trading these evals, I get pretty aggressive. I don't sweat, taking consecutive losses at the risk that I'm trading with the eval account and potentially blowing the eval account. I don't trade them in a way where I'm never going to blow them. I'm trading them in a way where I'm probably going to blow an eval eventually, but I will shorten the time frame that it takes for me to pass one of them. I'm not planning on blowing one every day. And then just getting funded, quickly in a week's time, trying to max leverage. But I like to give that disclaimer that I'm pretty aggressive with them. If you were only going to buy one and, that was going to be it, and you were going to trade that for an entire month, I'd probably size down, considerably. If you gave me that challenge, that's what I would do. But in the futures market, the challenges are really inexpensive. Compared to Forex or whatever else I've seen out there. Very, very inexpensive. Give you an opportunity to reset them, usually for a discount as well. So, I mean, you can get pretty aggressive on them, run the risk of blowing it, only losing the amount of money that you invested in that challenge, and then, resetting and starting over. So, yeah, just kind of waiting on this one. If you got any trading questions, feel free, ask them in the chat. If you want to see a chart, you want me to talk about something specifically, answer any trading questions, please ask away. That's why I'm here on YouTube, doing it for free. Not as in person as Zoom. I charge for that, but we can do it here for free for a little while. Yeah, kind of coming back down. Let's see if it comes down below the low. Again, like if we weren't in this choppy range, this wouldn't be bad market structure to trade, right? Like if this was a nice uptrend and we were just continuing this nice uptrend, this would be looking really nice for buys, right? We're approaching, maybe a high that was put in earlier in the day with nice higher lows that have put in. We've got some nice bullish bars. If price action is going to act normally, it shouldn't be coming below, the lows that it's putting in as it's moving up. But this took me out too many times this morning. I've been hurt before by NQ. I've learned my lesson. Nah, I'll still keep getting hurt. That's part of the game. Let's see what we got, man. Another push up. Yeah, we'll have to see on this one. Let's see what news we got for the rest of the week. We got 6:45 NZD news. PM tonight. Tomorrow 9:30 AUD. Yeah, no red folder USD tomorrow. 2 a.m. Eastern, we've got GBP CPI report. We've got 2 orange folder late in the day, Euro and USD. I really don't pay too much attention to that. And then 9:30 p.m. AUD, they've got employment change and unemployment rate. That's going to wrap up my trading week is tomorrow. Thursday, we've got unemployment claims for USD at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. That will definitely have some impact. And then not much on Friday. There's a red folder at 2 a.m. for GBP retail sales. Then Monday is all clear. Tuesday looks like a bunch of different red folder stuff for a lot of the different currencies. So that will be an interesting day. I'm glad I'm not back until Wednesday of next week. Let's see. Yeah, kind of just gonna wait on this one. If I haven't said that already, I'm thinking we're gonna see something along these lines, either a pullback down here, and then a push up, or it comes down and just comes all the way back down into the range. Kind of forms downtrend structure like this, down into the range. But if we start to see some big bullish bars or bearish bars coming up now that we're into the last hour, it's 3:04, 3:05 p.m. Eastern. I'll get a little bit more inclined to take a trade. But we'll just have to hang out and see what we get, man. What we get. But again, if you got any trading questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Let me know. If you want to check out a chart, you want me to I'm going to do some analysis, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to be staring at NQ, seeing what they've got for us at the end of the day here. Right back down, tapped this high, cleared the little area that I was looking at it clearing, and now maybe it pushes back up. I'm not so convinced. I think this thing's going to kind of trickle down back into this. This is not a lot of momentum, bunch of consolidation, and now a slow trickle back down. On the 5-minute, just really unconvincing price action, maybe coming back down into this zone towards the high volume area, towards the VWAP line. Not great for structuring risk or taking a trade just yet, in my opinion. Kind of at the turn of the move, if you were trading within this on the 1 minute, this is just a nightmare. Like at the turn of the move, you can start to get in and maybe be okay if you let it play out, but you never know when this is not the turn of the move down, it's just chop. So we'll see if it starts to tick up. Certainly happens after rangy days, consolidating days. We get some nice movements at the end of the day, last hour. So we will we'll see if some volume comes in and we can start to take trades. But we're just going to chill right now, try not to give back too much money to the markets if we don't have to. But I think this was likely a tough day for most day traders on the U.S. indices after a hell of a day yesterday where price really sold off and just didn't stop. As long as you had the conviction to jump in as the trend is moving, you would have done all right. Let's see what Dow is looking like. On the 5-minute. No markup on Dow. I got all my stuff from prior day. But here was, haven't checked Dow all day. Wow, 9:30 open, choppy. Pretty similar price action. Down to the zone. This one didn't really even break up to the upside or downside of what I would have identified as the pre-market range. Just choppy price action throughout the day. Again, some opportunities on the lower time frame to pick up small moves. This would have been all right. This looks nice. That kind of sucks. And then this is just a nightmare unless you're capitalizing on quick moves and scalping some profit in and out. But kind of the same thing going on as NASDAQ right now. So we'll focus on our friend NQ, everybody's favorite buddy NQ. Check that back out. 5-minute side by side. It's been cool. I've liked having the 5-minute up while I'm trading on the 1-minute. I tried to put the 15 also. It gets a little bit crowded. What's up? What is up? How are you doing, chat? Yeah, we're just chilling on this one. Just chilling. I'll say again, I think we're in for some interesting movements on the higher time frames on the U.S. indices. Doesn't help too much to speculate about it, but makes for fun conversation. I think we're likely either going to see this downtrend. Big surprise, going to go up or down. We're either going to see this downtrend that's really been intact continue and start to see more of a sell-off, or we'll start to pump pretty quick and push back up towards highs. But right now, it's really following that downtrend structure on the 1 hour. So I'm thinking in the immediate future, a pullback up. I thought we might see it today. Thought we might see a big corrective move today, but we just got consolidation. Still potential for it. Some kind of move up to fill that gap, and then we'll decide if it wants to sell off from there, if it wants to continue down. If it blasts down from here, then it's really under some heavy selling pressure. But yeah, a bunch of consolidation, just kind of tapping the pre-market high, the highs of this zone. Slow movement. 311. We'll see what kicks up. Buddy, how are you? Good. I am good, man. Living the dream. Trading the markets. Living the dream. Streaming on YouTube. Yapping away about trading. No complaints, man. No complaints. Yeah, it's a little bit slow motion right now. Again, I don't like to not stare at it. I like to watch. I like to see what's going on, because if it starts to move and you're messing around on a Forex pair, you'll kind of miss the setup. So I'm just going to chill here for a little bit, watch it, see if it starts to give us something. If it remains super slow, maybe we jump to something else, take a look. But for right now, I'm just going to watch it, see how it plays. Good day to talk about psychology. After a morning like mine this morning, I'm sure a lot of guys this morning, it's important, in my opinion, to do a couple things. One, if you took a couple losses, back-to-back losses, you might want to take a break. You might want to just back off. You might want to step away. It's really easy on the low time frames to just get emotional, to start revenge trading, to start over trading, to start taking trades just with the goal of making up for your loss. All that stuff is just detrimental to long-term success. It can feel like the right move in the moment, but almost every time when the dust clears, you're left with a bigger hole than you started with. So that's step one. It happens to experienced traders. Not as much if they've been through it and they understand that nothing good comes from it. But it can be rough to keep trading, through multiple losses, consecutive losses as you're getting stopped out. It's also the market sometimes telling you that, you're just not on the right side of things, that it's not going to cooperate with you and you're better off just kind of stepping back for a minute. Maybe you jump onto demo, maybe you go back test, maybe you just go do something completely different. Go study, go work out, go read a book, take a nap, whatever you want to do, and then come back, later on once you've kind of cleared your mind, do a little meditation, something like that, breathing, get your mind straight. And then, if it happens for multiple days, the important piece comes into play. That is your confidence in your trading, your confidence in your strategy, your confidence that you can and will pull money out of the markets on a consistent basis, whether or not you take strings of consecutive losses. And really how you start to build that is first understanding that it's a game of probabilities. You're not going to know the outcome of the next trade. You're never going to. You can never say with 100% certainty this is going to be a winner. If you can, I want to meet you, man, and then we can just be making money every day and never ever have to worry about a loss. But for everybody else, you're never going to know the outcome of any one next trade. You're going to have an idea of how many consecutive winners and consecutive losers you can expect, your win rate and your risk to reward and your returns over a large number of trades. But the market on a trade by trade basis is very unpredictable. So you have to understand that piece first. And then second, you've really got to develop some confidence in your trading, in your strategy, your approach, your risk management, to be able to operate that with some consistency in the inconsistent market space, and generate that consistent profit. So, if you start to feel like you should change stuff, or you start to change anything, you start to add something in, you start to change your risk, over leverage, under leverage, take trades that aren't really there, maybe get analysis paralysis and get confused as you're taking trades. It definitely could be time to once again step back, come off the charts, stop losing money, and then kind of reassess and start to do some exercises that will help you build back your confidence. Again, back testing would be number one. Getting a ton of data to prove to yourself and convince yourself and hold the belief that this is a profitable system, this works in this data that I'm testing it on. And then maybe it's moving to demo, to trade on demo where there's no risk at all involved. And then from there, fairly quickly, you can move to small risk where you start to build up that tolerance to taking on risk in the markets, money's on the line. And you trade that with small size until you build that confidence back up, and you're not at risk of making the errors that are going to prevent you from making money in the long run in the markets. It's not just about one or two trades or a couple good days or getting through a bad day. It's about the entire week, month, year, and years. That's what we got to look at from a consistency perspective. So again, tough morning like this. Personally, I took my handful of losses, was getting a little bit frustrated, choppy, just not working out. I could see the market not playing nice with me. So backed off, went, chilled out, cut my session earlier than I usually do. Figured, number one, the market conditions were not good for my strategy, my approach. Two, I took enough losses where, it was time to cut myself, not dig a bigger hole that day than I needed to. And three, after, even as a professional in anything that you do, after so many difficult decisions or taking of losses, I think most people are lying to themselves if they say their decision making doesn't become impacted by it. So understand your limit. You have to be able to take a handful of them and keep trading through, or else you'll be screwed at step one. But understand if there's a couple or a lot of consecutive losses, you got to know where your level. Okay, maybe it's 2, 3, 4. After that one, I'm probably not going to do too well. I'm not going to read the market objectively. I'm not going to be able to abide by my guidelines for risk management, how I should be structuring my trades, how I should be managing them. Maybe you get the fear, the greed, emotions come into play, and, there's just no place for that. There's no room for it at all. So, you got to pull yourself, step back. I did a nice meditation, actually, took care of a handful of other things I need to take care of. Watched the market, as I was doing it, got a workout in, and then really saw that it was choppy all day, made the right call to step away when I did, and then came back here towards the end of the day and, fresh mind, starting from scratch here, looking at the market, understanding it's choppy, not taking trades just to take trades or losses. So that's my spiel on psychology. A couple good books. I like to recommend good books because they helped me out. Not affiliated, or I don't get anything from it. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. That one's the first one I'd recommend. It's awesome. Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. It's another really good one. Steve Ward's got a couple good trading books out. He's a trading psychologist, high performance psychologist type of guy. He's got a couple good ones. Some of them are dated, but some of the newer stuff is pretty solid. All of those are fairly repetitive, but they're solid to read, especially Trading in the Zone, man. Really, really good book. Best Loser Wins, another really good one. Somewhat repetitive. People have preferences to one or the other, so I'll give you both. And then outside of that, it's not a trading book at all, but it has to do with having the belief that you can go out there and do something that you haven't done before. Think and Grow Rich. Really like that one. It's an old book, but as with any difficult task, endeavor, goal that you have, it requires a lot of mental work. Unless you just get lucky at it, requires a lot of mental work to push through all of the challenges that you will inevitably face. And Think and Grow Rich is a really good one for that. Presented in a kind of like, funny, like secretive, not funny. Like they've got this big secret and they tell you all the men that have used this, this secret of success and that type of a deal. But the baseline is there for sure. Whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. That's the baseline of it. And in trading, if you're going to trade profitably, you're going to get beat up first. You're probably going to think it's all a bunch of BS. Nobody ever can make money doing this. But at a certain point, just like anything else, you're going to have to decide and have a burning amount of desire and believe that you can do it before you can actually do it. Same thing with, like, I look at it in endurance sports. It's the same deal. You set out to run your first marathon. The fact of the matter is you haven't run a marathon. You're not a marathon runner yet. You have to believe that you can do it. Just like back testing and trading, you have to run, you have to work out, you have to build up the experience, and you have to build up the confidence that you can achieve this big feat. But at a certain point, you have to do the mental work and understand that it's going to get really hard. I've never done it before. Maybe people are going to tell me I can't do it or I shouldn't do it. I'm going to have to push through all of that and myself, limiting beliefs, telling yourself that you can't do it to get to the other side and actually do it. And that starts with believing in yourself and then having the desire to push through all of it to achieve that goal. So, Think and Grow Rich. Choppy market today. Yeah, brother. This is straight trash. You know, that's why I'm just yapping away. If you got something you want to see, again, if you're on late, thanks for hopping on. Trying to trade NASDAQ. I don't know if I'm going to get something out of this. This is presenting nothing, nothing to me right now. You know, I could be jumping in here, you know, kind of aggressively, like really zoomed in on the 1 minute. But this is just not doing anything for my day right now. So if you got something you want me to look at, you got a trading question, you know, you want to get my opinion on something, let me know. I'm happy to talk about it. But this is just this is really choppy. Again, I'm looking at 3:22 p.m., 3:23 p.m. Eastern. So we got a little bit of time before market close. You know, if we start to see an uptick in volume and volatility, maybe we start looking for something. Right now, this is just all back and forth, choppy, rangy price action. You know, look at this. I'm scrolling completely sideways here. We're in a range here. That's what this tells me. You know, price is moving sideways. Rangy, sideways movement, unless you're a range trader, you know, does not make for really great trading. Again, we're on the 1 minute, so we can find a lot. We get a lot of opportunities on the lower time frames to catch small trends and, you know, capitalize on small movements. But, you know, I try to work off of some structure, some market structure. This, to me, looks like it wants to move up. Like, again, if I'm over here looking at the 5 minute, I note the closes. I note the wicks. You know, I see how this has moved. It looks like, you know, buyers are dragging price north. I don't know if and when it will continue. It looks more likely to continue its run up on the low time frame. On the 1 minute, it's pretty damn choppy, man. You know, a buy anywhere in here, I probably would have been stopped out. A buy anywhere over here, coming back up, I probably would have been stopped out again. You know, maybe I bought down here right at the highs. I picked up a win, but, you know, it's just not great right now, conditions. And that's okay. Every day is not going to be a stellar day. You got to be ready to be aggressive on the good days. You got to come to the market, in my opinion, every day. You can't just say, oh, it's choppy, so it's 3:24, I'm done. And I wrap up the live stream. I go and screw off, and then I come back and I see, okay, wait a minute. Now we had at 3:25 right now, we saw a big break up, and we saw a nice pullback down. And then we saw a nice big break up, and we started this beautiful price action coming to the upside. Was that super likely to happen, in my opinion, today? Not really. Can it happen? Sure, absolutely. And if you just decide, oh, you're going to decide it's a range day and I'm not going to trade today, you know, that's taking yourself out of the market. You know, you can decide to not enter a trade as you're watching it, but in my opinion, you know, you got to dedicate the same amount of time every day and every week. If you want to make yourself open to the opportunity. That's what it is. You know, sometimes trading is not taking a trade. It's watching the market, gaining the experience, you know, knowing that you would have been stopped out again, in my case, since I took some losses. And that's it. Hey, man, what's going on? What's up? What's up, everybody that's in here? A lot of familiar names. I appreciate you guys hopping back on. It's cool. I like doing these. I'm going to continue to do them to a degree. You know, I'm experimenting with a whole bunch of different stuff in this, like, you know, putting stuff online, content creation, you know, trading education space. So I'll be doing different things as stuff develops, but this has been super positive so far. Seeing a lot of the same people, good feedback from Instagram, people talking about it. So a bunch of followers, people on subscribing. So it's cool, man. I like it. Plus, you know, I could demonstrate what I do for free, live. You can ask me questions, interact. Pal made some waves. Yeah, he did. He did. What do you think about energies, metals like gold, silver, crude oil, etc. currently? I will look at gold. Yeah. What's up, Mario? I see that name on here a lot. Batman, thank you for all your good work keeping Gotham City safe. Yo, I don't really know, man. If I would have to look at an individual chart for each one. I would have to just go to gold, silver, and oil and look at the specific corresponding charts. Tell you what I need for each one. Yeah, we could look at gold. This kind of looks like it wants to pop. I'm going to set a quick alert. Can actually move that up. I don't really care if it comes up that high. Yeah, I'm really going to need to know if it comes up here. If not, I'll just I'll come back to it. 5 minute. Let's go out to the 1 hour. What do we say? Anytime. Yeah, man. Gold futures. If you got something specific, but it's fine. It's gonna give us an idea, right? I don't trade gold at all, so I don't even know what the ticker is. Yeah, that'll be fine. You can tell me if you got a different one you want me to look at. Looking at gold on, let's start on the 4 hour. Let's get rid of this stuff, and we'll do some top-down analysis on this bad boy. Been putting in a crazy run up, right? Really wild run up. Let's actually start on the 4 hour. Yeah, gnarly run up. Huge bull market for gold, similar to the U.S. indices. Pull back down, GC, yeah. Pull back down pretty steep right here. Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Big sell off. Since then, it's kind of wicked down below this low, but really hasn't given up steam pushing up. I'll start marking this just a little bit. Let's just go off of some highs to start, some basic support and resistance, and then I'll throw the volume on and see what that looks like. Just coming off of this high that was put in, more recent. These would be the lows down here that I would be looking at. Yeah, don't need anything back this far. So it staged a pretty nice pullback here. It didn't break below. It obviously broke up below all of this uptrend, but none of these are really like a solid low put in until you got down here. Tapped right into this this area near these lows and then reacted, solidly coming up. I think this is likely to continue. I don't think it's likely to just turn around from here. Obviously, we're not in as strong of a straight trend up until we're putting in fresh highs again, like we are over here. We are below a prior high. To me, looking from the 1 hour, I think it's very very possible that we see something like this, head back up to this zone, break above, and then a just continuation of this move up. I'm looking at this super strong trend. I'm looking at this low not really coming down and challenging all of these before a big reaction up. I think it's likely to continue. We got some news coming up that may impact it, so be careful around the red folder stuff. But this looks like it's not slowing down yet at all. We're not seeing what we're seeing in the U.S. indices. This thing is just on a tear. If I drop down to the 15-minute. Yeah, this looks good. We broke above this high, pulled back a bit, kind of tapped right down here. I don't know if that I'd be taking a buy right now. I don't like it as much until it's above this area. Then we're really confirming that this uptrend is going to continue, putting in, fresh highs. But this still looks good for buys. I wouldn't say, okay, it's time to get bearish on this. I mean, talk about leveraging a higher time frame trend. I like that. I like that a lot. Looks bullish. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, again, for me, let's drop down to like the 5-minute. Buys. I'd be looking for buys everywhere on this thing. I'd be looking. If I drop down to the 5-minute, it's the same thing, the same deal. I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for break of structures and then pullback. Here we have it right here. I'll look at some volume in a minute on this actually. Here's the high, right? Even if we just did the most basic form of like support and resistance, prior highs broken in an uptrend, that would have worked out amazingly. Maybe it came down. You're waiting. It's coming down really, really nice on the 5-minute. we get a push up. Maybe that doesn't convince you, even though it's a nice big bullish candle with a low that doesn't go below the low of this after this one tapped in. Maybe you took it here. You're still in a win, a nice winning trade. Now, you get pullbacks like this right now. It's kind of chopping around, so I don't love this price action. But you could take nice trades, especially after a pullback and then a continuation up. I'd be marking my higher time frame zones, having an idea of where I want to pay attention to, just highs and lows, and then looking at the lower time frames to really do the same thing. Let's look at volume. A lot of volume kind of in the middle of this area, which is a little bit interesting. This zone, you could pull this up a bit. It would come off of these highs and you'd line it up with this area of high volume here, but we do have some volume in these areas right here. Same deal, decent amount of volume just coming out of that zone, decent amount of volume right below this zone. Obviously, it corresponds with where price has been trading. But yeah, this looks bullish, man. Kind of sad looking at it that I don't trade gold, because this would have been pretty easy. Come to the lower time frame with a bias to buy, and you'd be doing pretty damn good. So that's my analysis on gold. Let's jump back to what are we doing? We're coming down. There we go. There's my alert. Yeah, this is not great. This is not so exciting stuff. I don't think I'm going to get a trade out of this one. I'm going to wait and watch it. Maybe it's going to pull down. But this is what I'm talking about, just this choppy BS. You could be chasing price and trying to get on the right side of the quick move and capitalize on a small amount of pips, hoping that you don't get stopped out. But I don't love this. Let's look at. I want to know if it comes way back down here, and if it comes way back up here. Let's look at euro. Bearish on euro USD. Right, we're coming down. Downtrend. That's been in place. Nice pullback, double top kind of deal put in, and then huge move down, or what I would call a nice move down. I think this thing's going to pull back somewhere up to this area, and then continue its move down. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it continues to fall from here. This isn't a super strong zone that I have it marked at. Really just coming off the highs of this. You got this low over here. You could be looking at that as a zone. You got this price action up here. You could be looking at that. But I think we're going to see a pullback and then a continuation down. I think that's the most likely move for Euro USD right now. Doing fairly okay in US 30. Just need to flip my mindset. The psychology is tough. Yeah, man. That's the hard part. Psychology is the hard part. Technical analysis, in my opinion, it's not very, it's only as complicated as you make it. It's not super complicated. Downtrend on GBP USD, very similar setup to Euro USD. Looking for it to pull back up and then continue down. Maybe it just drops from here. We don't know, but I think we're likely to see some form of a pullback. As you can see, after the big push down, it does like to pull back. That's just general market structure. USD JPY has not pulled back yet. And all this stuff is in my Telegram. All these charts are posted in my free Telegram. I update them almost every morning on the pairs I'm looking at trading, swing trading, Forex. Looking for this to head back down to this zone and then head back up, or somewhere down here. Stage some kind of a pullback. Doesn't have to. Nice wick down, but buyers have been in control this whole way. I'm looking for sellers to take over, come back down, and really retest a major area of highs. Doesn't have to stop right there. It can come anywhere down in here, but I'm going to be waiting for a pullback and then a push back up, some kind of confirmation that we're ready to continue the move up. GBP JPY much less clear to me right now. Was watching what happened here over the last couple of days. I think it's likely to run back up, continue, but this has kind of been choppy. So I've been holding off. USD CAD, it's worth looking at. This was my analysis from last week. Yeah, sometime last week. I was waiting for this to break. It did. I didn't get long on it at any point, but here was the big push up. Didn't really get a nice pullback like we were looking for to this area or this area. Just continued to run. Kind of doing the same thing as USD JPY, not really giving us a clear indication of a pullback before a move up. I mean, you got some small pullbacks here, right, to prior highs, right? Those would have worked out nicely. But I was looking for a much higher time frame, deeper pullback. So that is Forex. Let's get rid of some alerts. Don't need alerts right now. Let's get back to our nice chart setup. Cool. Yeah, I don't know about this one, guys. This is a tough one. This is tough price action to trade. For sure. Notice he comes back. Yeah. Yep. Got you, man. Yeah, I'm reading some of the chat. Yeah, if you're really taking risk out of the equation and just focusing on the process, just focusing on your trading, and you're still struggling with mindset, that can be difficult. It can be can start to sound like a lack of confidence in your system, in your abilities. It can be some of that. Maybe it can be a little bit of confusion or analysis paralysis with just using, too many indicators, too many tools on your chart. But if it's not the money that you're worried about, it could be the being right or wrong. A lot of guys have that attachment that, you have to kind of overcome in trading that, you're not going to be, the market's going to be, you're going to be wrong a lot of the time. Technically, you're going to put a trade on, the market's going to move against you, and that's just going to be that. So you really have to change your relationship with being right or wrong and know that being right or wrong is, are you operating effectively? Are you trading your system correctly? Are you taking the entries as they present themselves with no hesitation, and you're putting on your right amount of risk? That can be looked at as a way to change your mindset as well. If it's not the money, if you've taken money out of the equation, you're still struggling with it, that piece can come into play. So it looks like it wants to form nice downtrend structure right now. I'm gonna wait to see. Maybe we take a late trade. We start up on this one a little bit late. Appreciate that. Yeah, no pressure, man. No pressure. I mean, a sell from this area doesn't look bad. Kind of got this double top put in with a lower high. It looks like it wants to come back down towards this range, towards the point of control, towards the VWAP line. It already tapped it here with this breakdown below. But this to me looks like, breakdown, pull back up, tap this low, pre-market high, and now it's selling back off. I'm just kind of hesitating because I don't want to be caught in this stuff, It looks like this right here, right? Like also a nice bearish move and then pull back up. So this can kind of just be choppy to trade. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time and then decide if I want to take it. How often do you trade in a week? Right now I've been doing morning and afternoon. So 9:30 a.m., I'm on the charts in the morning, doing analysis, looking at everything, doing my market research, which doesn't take an enormous amount of time. I think if you need to do 3 hours of research before you trade, you can simplify. You could probably benefit from simplifying. But I'll trade in the morning. I'll wait for 9:30 open. I have my chart all marked up. I'll be watching the market before that time frame. Like to give it a little bit of time once it opens. This is specific, and then jump in if I see some setups, things that are setting up. If the trend, the structure, the price action looks good, I'll get involved. And then afternoon, I will take trades as well. I'll jump back on right about 2:30. Usually watch the market to a degree, no matter what I'm doing on my phone, just to have an idea what's going on, stay fresh on it. Sometimes I separate and just kind of come back fresh. But jump back on from 2:30 to about 4 o'clock and trade the afternoon. So it's mainly NYSE session. If I'm swing trading Forex, I'll take those trades at any time from the 1 hour, the 4 hour, with the intent to hold them for a couple of days. But I've really been focusing on the futures market primarily. How often do you trade in a week? Yeah. If you were a scalper, how many? I don't know why this is blocking it. How many A plus? Is that what it says? Oh, how many plus minus if you swing? Then I would like to think way less. Yeah, I mean, so first off, really hard for me to say. There's so many. There's a spectrum of from scalping on the 10, 15 second chart to the daily chart, and everything in between there, from scalping to day trading to swing trading, is going to fall in between there. So it's different for everybody. If for me, it depends, man. There's times like this where I sit here and I don't take a trade, and there's times where I trade pretty aggressively. And it's 6, 7, 8, 9 trades, 10 trades, in a session. Usually on average, if I'm trading, is probably I would have to look at my data, probably around that 3 or 4 mark. If I get one that goes really nicely, maybe it's 1 or 2, but probably around that 3 or 4 mark. If I'm looking at the 5 minute, the 1 minute, on average, there's times where I get stopped out a lot and I'm jumping back in. So it really varies for me. I kind of just read the market to the best of my abilities and understand, when I should start to get involved. I also do notice that once I start trading, I typically will continue so long as the market is moving along with me and giving me setups. If I'm swing trading stuff on Forex pairs, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, it's much more infrequent. Reason why I asked, because today I scalped US 30. So I sold and made some money. Then I scalped again when Powell spoke. Sold again. I got you, man. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you this. In my opinion, it gets increasingly more difficult the lower time frame you go, for a number of reasons. You are introducing a lot of different factors, but most importantly, you have to remain focused, and you're going to take a lot more trades. You have to continue to make good trading decisions following your rules, and you have much less time to make them. They're presenting themselves and playing out in a much, much quicker time frame. You might not have enough time to process everything and structure your risk the right way and trade effectively on lower time frames. In my opinion, time frames are fractal. The price action and market structure forms the same, but there's that time element in there, and the amount of trades that you will have to take on those. Scalping, in the traditional sense, you're going for very quick trades. You're going for pretty low risk to reward. You do have to be pretty accurate with it, and this is really the most aggressive that I like to get on the 1 minute. I consider this much more scalping style trading, where it is in and out, small movements that I'm capitalizing on, that type of a deal. I should have not traded again during Powell, basically overtraded. Yeah. So like, again, you have to make the decision when you're going to trade. If you're just saying I'm going to trade all day, that's probably just giving yourself too much flexibility. If you're scalping, you should start to understand how much can I focus my attention, how long can I focus my attention for, and really identify good trading setups and follow all my guidelines and rules. Once you have that, you should identify when you want to trade, time of day. Base it on your schedule, obviously, your time zone, but you should decide when you're going to want to trade and sit down for those hours or however long and, watch the chart and wait for your setups. And then, in my opinion, setting like a number of trades or even really a number of losses, like a set number or a goal of how much money you want to make, the market doesn't work that way. It's not linear that way. So you're kind of trying to apply your constraints to the market, and it just doesn't operate that way, and it can take you out of good opportunities. So I like to look at it more from like what's going to limit me or what's going to limit another trader. The ability to focus, the attention, how many losses they could take before their emotional control and their mindset really starts to become impacted, and then limit yourself that way. But as far as like how many trades you should take, if you're trading on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, there shouldn't be like a hard set limit. If someone says, okay, 8's the perfect number, and if you take more than 8, you're not going to do well. It doesn't really work like that. You can use your data once you start to build enough experience. If you're journaling your trades, which everybody should be journaling their trades, if you have the metrics from your broker, you can see some trends over longer periods of time. Your data can start to tell a story. It can show that your first few trades are usually really good, and you're much more likely to take losses after the 6th trade. There's things like that. There's metrics like that you could look at. Early in the week, maybe you're good. Friday, you give all that you traditionally give your profits back to the market. There's things you can look at in that arena and then start to adjust from there as well. You should try to identify why that's happening, so you don't have to just limit yourself completely, but you can start to identify some things like that. But it varies completely. Some guys are taking tons and tons of trades. Some are taking, 1 or 2 a week, 1 or 2 a month. It varies the time frame that you're trading on completely. And for me, it varies by day, by market, by the different situation and context of it. So that's that, guys. I don't think this is going to give me something. No pressure, man. I don't think this is going to give me anything. I don't want to hold you guys up any longer. I'll leave you with some pieces of info. Telegram, Instagram, Top Step Discount, who I'm trading with, all in the description of this video. I have a deal running right now, and a special offer. If you want to trade with me live, you want to get real help with your trading one-on-one, where we can speak about this stuff directly, go over your trading plan, your strategy. It's an extra week essentially for free with any of the program that you sign up for. The week is $67. The month is $197. I dedicate an enormous amount of time to my programs. As you can see, I'm on here nonstop every day, and I'm in the morning, live trading as well. Any questions, shoot me an email, support@realdealforex.com. DM me. I'm happy to talk about my programs, answer anything or speak about anything that might be holding you back from joining and getting some real help with your trading. But I'll be back on here tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. If I am not completely taken out by something else, I'm not hit by a bus before then, I'll be back on here trading again at NYSE close. We'll see if we get some more volatility. And then I'm out of not looking at the charts for a few days. Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. Thursday, Friday this week, Monday, Tuesday next week. I'm gone. I'm chilling on the beach. So again, thanks for being on, guys. I appreciate you being here. This is fun. Thanks for the same guys that keep jumping on. I appreciate you guys being here. Take advantage. I do this stuff for free. I do this stuff for you guys, obviously. I do it to get paid. If you join my program and we work together, great. That's a mutually beneficial relationship right there. But yeah, man, hopefully catch you tomorrow as well. Thank you guys. Have a great evening or morning if you're on the other side of the world. I will see you tomorrow.